Hi Tracy, it's so nice to sit down with you and chat with you about your debut novel called The Ropes That Bind. Do you want to start off by telling me a little bit about your background and what you do here at Adelphi?
Thank you so much for having me here. I've been an adjunct professor here at Adelphi for, I think it's 26 years now. I teach nutrition, and I also have a nutrition practice in Plainview, Long Island, and I'm a writer.
So your novel is about a 9-year-old girl named Tally who's overcoming childhood trauma. Can you tell me more about the book and what inspired you to write it?
So the book actually took me 16 years from start to finish. The story of Tally Stark was a story that happened to me when I was 9 years old. So part of the process of healing was in therapy, talking about it. And by the time therapy sessions ended and she read my journal, it was my therapist who said, "You've got to do something with this." And the reason why is because in the story, although the story itself is about childhood sexual abuse, the story of childhood trauma is more common. Tally is abducted on her way to school from a man driving a limousine who's asking for directions. And she disappears for 3.5 hours, and in that time, obviously horrific things happen. And he drops her back off. So it could have been worse. He drops her back off, she goes to school, she hides in the bathroom for the remaining of the day. No one notices that she disappeared. No one noticed she was missing from school, from class, and she goes home and she's trying to pretend that nothing happened because she was threatened by this man that he knew the family and he would kill the family if she told. Now, she doesn't know that he doesn't know the family, so she keeps the secret for over a decade. So the story itself is really about her life and how she goes about trying to overcome all of the challenges that happens as we get older and trying to grow and trying to go to school and date and get married. So the book itself takes place from the time she's 9 years old until the time I think it goes until the time she's about 50.
And how do you think Tally's story can help other people who are trying to heal from childhood trauma?
I think Tally has a story that lets people realize they're not alone. It just took her too long to realize that she wasn't alone. So if people could understand that the first thing they have to do is talk, they have to not be afraid, they have to certainly not be ashamed of what they've experienced, because the shame does not belong to them. The shame belongs to the abuser. I'm trying to save people lots of steps that because I kept quiet, I didn't learn the steps sooner. I learned them much later. Childhood trauma does not just go away when we grow up. It has real tangible effects on the developing brain and body, so much to the point that the higher the adversity, the higher the risk they are at developing depression, anxiety, cancer, and even heart disease.
And how do you think Tally changed from the beginning to the end of the book?
There's a big transformation going on with Tally, and it didn't come without any discomfort or pain. I think she needed to connect with others, but Tally also worked hard through therapy, but also understood that, and I love this term, this didn't happen to her. It happened for her. And when she took that idea, she understood that she had the power to make something out of it. And that's where, at the end, she becomes a child victims advocate. She turns this story into another story for someone else to have a happy ending too.
And how do you think writing this book has helped you heal personally?
It's helped me heal exponentially. First, I didn't even think this would turn into a book. It was therapy. So since the book, I have become a child victims advocate at the Safe Center in Plainview, and I'm also now the advisor for the student group here the Panthers Against Sex Abuse. So it's really about helping other people, about helping other people find their voice, again, so that they can become the best that they could be.
Thank you so much for sitting with us today. We really appreciate your openness and your honesty. We think you're so brave, and I know that your book is going to help so many people out there.